Dre, yesterday when we visited with Ruben Villa, he made one of the comments that really got our attention. And it was simply, I cannot fight Navarrete's fight, not even for one single round.
Yeah, that's going to be hard for that to happen. I mean, the reality of the situation is this is a 12-round affair, and you're going to find yourself in moments and in spots where your opponent likes to be, and you have to beat them there as well so you can go and box and fight your fight. And I think sometimes that's lost on people when you hear fighters say, hey, I want to box. There's times when Villa's going to have to fight with the right amount of time to get his respect so he can't go back and box like he wants to.
See, that's exactly what Villa needs to do, what he just did right there. He didn't get a chance to make Navarrete pay, but he needs to take advantage of every situation, every mistake, every overcommitting that Navarrete does, he needs to make him pay.
I think these first couple of rounds are crucial for Villa because Navarrete is a notoriously slow starter. He'll give up the first 2 or 3 rounds to collect data, find his range before he starts to warm up. Villa can't let him get going.
From the jab from Navarrete.
He was very confident, as was his entire team, in sizing up this fight, saying Navarrete's the perfect style for us.
Yeah, that was putting it nicely, Joe.
Yes, they were overly confident.
Oh. And he steps out of range when he needs to, but then he comes back in range quickly to try to land some offense. But nice step around right there from him.
Mention the reach, 66.5 inches for Villa to 72 inches for Navarrete.
You see adjustment from Navarrete already, starting to get a little frustrated, so he's trying to change the rhythm up with his punches.
Oh! And the uppercut scores the knockdown here in round 1.
5, 6, 7, 8. Come here.
Awkward,
okay
but effective. So the undefeated, upset-minded Ruben Villa ends up on his seat in round 1.
Look, Navarrete, he throws punches at the oddest angles. It looked like he was getting ready to load up for a left hook, but he prodded underneath, surprising Villa with this shot. Villa never saw that punch coming.
Never saw it.
But the way he threw it from the ground up. From the ground up now.
Now let me present this to you guys. Had he ever been knocked down before? Now you got to deal with something.
Well, this is what championship moments and championship fights are all about. Now the fight starts.
Yes.
Not in the fighter meeting, not in the build-up. Now when you face some adversity, now you got to ask yourself, do you really want it? That's what Villa has to ask himself right now.
Well, let's hear what they're saying in that corner of Ruben Villa. Bernardo.
Dean Hamilton was telling me, look, he's playing it too deep. He got too close to Navarrete. He was in range, and what he needs to do is counter. He needs to move off the line and make sure he makes him pay because he's lunging with his shots.
You know, and most of the time, and it's a great point that Bernardo makes of what the corner is saying, but most of the time, fighters understand that threshold of where you are. But that's when you're facing a conventional guy.
Yeah.
That left uppercut, there was nothing conventional about it.
It was set up. Navarrete put him in that position. He got him used to the hook. He was throwing the hook, and then he just changed the angle of the punch, came right up the middle. He knew it was going to be there. That was set up.
Navarrete switch hitting, looking for that power left hand.
Up until that point, Villa had boxed almost a perfect round.
Now, what did we say earlier when we set up this fight? Got to be perfect. Nothing perfect about the other guy, and he doesn't care, but it's tough to be perfect every step of the way.
Well, that's what I said in the outset, is that it's like that's almost impossible.
Yes.
Like, you can't be perfect every round. You're not going to be able to box beautifully for every second of every round. It's just not, it's not a reality. It sounds good, but that doesn't happen in real life.
Looking to settle in here to round 2 as he goes to the body with a left hand.
I disagree slightly, Dre. The reason why I disagree is that if you have the attributes, if you have the size to be able to deal with a fighter like Navarrete, let me give you a name. Shakur Stevenson, a guy that's a slick boxer, a guy that knows every avenue. That's just as slick as this guy, if not slicker, than Villa. I think he gives Navarrete problems. Yes, Navarrete will have some moments.
Any mistakes? Shakur makes mistakes. Floyd makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. The question is, when you make them, can you recover? And that's what we're trying to see if Villa can recover from that uppercut.
It was Shakur Stevenson who vacated this belt to move up to 130 pounds, creating the opening that these two are now fighting for here tonight. Going to take a short break. Come back to Vegas in a moment. Sam and Max Garcia in the corner of Villa said, do not stand there and trade with this guy.
Maybe the right uppercut or maybe the left. I'm unsure at the moment. Look like the left right there, but great job right there from Villa stepping back.
No, it's easier said than done, but Villa's got to have a short memory. You know, at the beginning of that round, which is box beautifully, excuse me, the first round, box beautifully and come behind the jab and trust his ability. You got caught with a shot, you got knocked down, but that doesn't mean that you're out of the fight.
Then switched into the southpaw stance. Those are perfect opportunities, great moments where he's off balance. He's not ready for any offense. Villa needs to take advantage of those opportunities.
And Dre, what Timmy just brought up, he mentioned to us last night when he said, I have to take advantage of when he misses, of when Navarrete makes mistakes. He says, listen, he's long and it takes him time to pull those long arms back. Says the length of his arms gives him certain offensive advantages. But for his opponents, it can also create opportunities. Has to take advantage of some of those opportunities.
Yeah, he does, but that's the problem, you know, with the instruction in the corner. They don't want him in front of Navarrete, and they want him moving. Well, he has to be in range to get hit in order to hit, if that makes any sense. You got to be in the lion's den to get your shots off and to land punches and even risk getting hit yourself.
If he was able to catch him this early, it doesn't bode well for Ruben Villa because he has yet to turn it on.
This is beautiful boxing right here from Villa. He's using his legs right now. Navarrete, he's allowing him to be aggressive, making him miss, and then occasionally making him pay. Villa cannot afford to stay still for 1 second. 2-second rule for him right now. 1, 2, get out the range. 1, 2, get out of range.
Trying to get into that rhythm with the jab now. Coming to the end of 3. World title on the line here live from Vegas. Don't go anywhere. Emanuel Navarrete now at 126 pounds, trying to become a 2-division world champion. And against California's undefeated Ruben Villa, who was down in that first round. But Dre, you made the comment.
Yeah, Ruben Villa, you know, extensive amateur background. He knows range and distance. And you see it right here, 2 steps back, boom, just a disciplined jab to let Navarrete know that if you get reckless, I can hit you. As the fight progresses, you want to see Villa have confidence to let both hands go. That's how he's going to get the job done tonight. And Villa, you can still see the glossy look in his eyes. He's still a little shook.
How do you possibly get ready for Navarrete? I mean, I watch him. He's switch hitting. He's awkward. He's a rule breaker. He's long. He's an aggressor. He's a volume puncher. How do you find somebody to mimic this in the gym?
It's extremely hard, but you got to be honest about what he does well, even though it's awkward. And I don't think Team Villa did that, at least when we spoke to him. They talked about how slow a foot he was, how slow his hands were, and how easy the boxing match would be for their team, and I didn't quite see it like that.
Right now, he's making Navarrete look like an amateur. Villa is making him look like an amateur. Navarrete swinging all wild, missing wildly. Villa standing under control, popping his jab out there. He's boxing beautifully right now. What he needs to do is just don't get too greedy. Boom, boom. 2-punch combination and move. 2-punch combination and move.
Tim, I hate to break it to you, but Navarrete is getting in range.
Stop. He's getting in range, but he's not doing anything.
He doesn't mind missing shots.
Okay? I know. I understand that. Okay. I understand that. He don't mind missing shots.
If Villa doesn't do something to make him think twice about missing shots and falling off, there it is.
There it is.
Second knockdown scored. It comes here in round 4.
5.
Short shot
6,
on the inside from Navarrete.
8. You want to fight?
Yeah, I'm good.
Give me your gloves. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
He had never been knocked down prior to this, and now 2 times in 4 rounds when he's fighting for a world championship. There's that left uppercut again.
Let go.
Yeah, Villa threw an uppercut from too far away. That's why he got clipped.
Navarrete's biding his time, looking for the right shot, and he found it. And Villa's hurt.
Trying to become a 2-division world champion, Emanuel Navarrete. Mauling on the inside, looking for a right uppercut that time. Villa still seemingly affected. We'll take a short break and show you that knockdown. Don't go anywhere.
That hard jab.
Emanuel Navarrete putting on an offensive show back here at the MGM Grand. Let's show you what happened just moments ago. Watch the short left hand against the uppercut.
Yeah, Villa trying to get position. He blocks a shot right there. And he steps back and he looks for the uppercut. But what happens? He gets caught with the straight left hand from Navarrete. Villa drops the opposite hand. This is boxing 101. You drop the opposite hand when you're throwing a shot, throwing the uppercut from a little bit too far away. Got clipped with a beautiful.
But that's what's dangerous about Navarrete.
Yeah, I understand
Villa
that.
threw the ducked his head. Villa stepped back and said, okay, the upper's available. And then all of a sudden it wasn't. He's on the canvas. That's what's tough about Emanuel Navarrete. He's awkward, but it's effective.
He is so much fun to watch. By the way, we told you nobody throws more power punches in this division. 116 power punches thrown through 4 rounds. 2 knockdowns scored.
Villa still doesn't look steady on his legs right now.
He's not steady.
He doesn't look steady right now.
It's just a matter of time before this fight's going to get ended with a big shot from Navarrete.
Navarrete looking for that left uppercut again, and then range finding with that right hand from distance. Villa just can't keep him off of him.
Nope.
As Navarrete said would be the case. There's work on the inside. Let's check in with Bernardo.
And Dean Hamilton told me, look, he's not controlling the distance. He's got the quick enough feet to get into range, pop, and move out of the way, but he needs to do that consistently.
You know, I think they got a different rude awakening. I said someone was going to get exposed tonight, and right now it's Villa getting exposed.
And he's got all the swag and all the attitude of a guy who knows he's it. Comes into the fighter meetings with sunglasses on. And then mostly fighters will dismiss when the question is asked, so when you getting rid of him? He didn't. He said, by the end of round 5, I will have my arm raised. We are in round 5.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. You know, it's funny when we come into the fighter meeting, I always ask him that because he told me the same thing. What round he was going to try to knock out Dog Bay in, and he said that he was going to take him out, and he did.
Those were 2 magnificent performances. First, when he won the title against the world champion, and then when he beat him down in the rematch.
Did you see him jump up in the air right there? Navarrete just jumped up in the air.
He's feeling good, Tim, and I think the upper is going to be the shot.
Does whatever he wants. Can he close the show here the way he said he was? Trying to track him down. Villa trying to survive. There was another left uppercut.
Navarrete said, how he going to stop me because he has no punching power? And I got bricks. Wait till he feel these bricks.
It's exactly what he said. He will feel the bricks in my hands. And Villa has. And he's feeling more of it here in this 5th round. A swarming attack from Navarrete.
It's one thing to tell your fighter what to do. You got to tell him how to do it. It's always easier said than done.
Stop!
You know, like this, who's got a, you know, there's a height disadvantage. He doesn't have the experience of Navarrete, and Navarrete is showing why he's a defending former junior featherweight champion who defended his title 5 times before he moved up.
Those were the 2 knockdowns, round 1 and round 4. And then, Timmy, in that last round, the 5th round, he threw a high 68 punches, landed 18 more against Villa.
Well, that, you know, he's in his rhythm. That motor's going. And Navarrete, he's confident, moving forward, being aggressive. He's already hurt him already, and you know, in his mind, he's just saying, hey, it's just a matter of time before I set him up for the big shot, and I'm gonna get him up out of here. He's confident he's gonna land that shot.
Doesn't really have a style. He's formless. I'll tell you the style. Danger. Danger's the style of Navarrete.
Physically strong, who has a high IQ to deal with a guy like Emanuel Navarrete.
He's got a little bit of nasty to him.
Does.
He's got a little bit of nasty in him that we keep seeing more and more of as his career goes on.
Yeah, he's got a lot of nasty in him. You could hear it when you talk to him, but he's cold and calculated. It's like we talked to him yesterday, and he said, you know, Villa, he's a good boxer, I respect him, but when he feels my power.
He's trying to cut things off here against Villa.
He said that Villa is going to make it difficult for him to catch him. Exactly what he said in the fighter meeting.
Oh, body shot. Right hand to the body. That'll stop you from running.
Heavy, heavy shot. Placed right hand to the solar plex. That hurts.
Just at the right time, right? You got a guy circling a ring on you. Let me put that right hand to the body.
Man.
Slow you down a little bit.
Hit me in the face before you hit me with that.
Look at that, lunging in with that shot right there.
That's the shot he's still looking for, Tim. He's still looking for the uppercut.
He is.
He's trying to occupy Villa with shots to the head, and then he's going to sneak that left upper up, you know, underneath as soon as Villa falls asleep a little bit more.
But the crazy part is that you think he's out of positioning to be able to throw a shot, and he's really not.
He's got long arms.
Emanuel Navarrete in complete control here. And now starting round number 7, already having been down twice. We are here at the MGM Grand inside the bubble. And this is an amazing stretch of top-tier fights from right here as we start round number 7 of this WBO Featherweight World title on ESPN. Watch your full day of college football and then settle in, and you don't even have to pay for Lomachenko and Lopez.
Stop! Now back here. Now back there. Let's go.
Pedro Navarrete, who is Emanuel's cousin, and his trainer said, look, we knew that at some point he was either going to run or fight because he had no choice. Right now he's still running, so I've told Emanuel, don't get too desperate. Just walk him down. Take your time. He's going to be there eventually.
This is an awkward fighter, Navarrete. But, you know, I can see he has above average ring IQ, Dre. You know, when he started the round, he dropped his level. He came down to the smaller man's level to have the reach advantage and to fight him in his position to be able to land his shots. And then he comes back up. He starts bouncing his toes. He changes his rhythm up. You know, he's doing a lot of confusing things in there to set up his offense.
Look to place another right uppercut. Moments ago, we saw that forearm dray from Navarrete.
Well, you talked about Navarrete being nasty. Well, here's some nastiness right here. Get off of me. I'm trying to land my shot. You're holding me because I know you're hurting. You don't want to fight, so get off of me. That's all that was. A little bit of little baby nudge. Get off. I got a news flash, fellas.
What's up?
Navarrete is on cruise control, and he's been on cruise control this whole fight, even though he's done the kind of damage that he's done. We've seen him fight at a higher pace and at a higher level. He hasn't had to go there tonight thus far.
Corner of Villa after that last round said he may be tapering off a little bit. As Villa tries to place a left hand. There's a right hand to the body from Navarrete. 67 of them are power punches, including the left uppercut in the first round that scored a knockdown, and then the left hand that was well timed against the uppercut of Villa that scored the knockdown in the 4th round. We start round number 8 here.
That's the shot he's looking for right there.
Trying to set it up, Dre.
Dean Hamilton told me, look, he's feeling really good right now. Ruben's blocking punches with his hands, though, and that's not good because Navarrete is just too strong.
What Navarrete's doing right now, he's trying to get Ruben comfortable. He's letting him run his offense, let him get in his position, getting close, and he's just looking for him to make a mistake so he can make him pay.
Yeah, I'd like to see Villa be more assertive, and I'm not sure that's in his temperament, but you've lost every round. You've been dropped twice. Why not let your hands go? He's a good fighter. Ruben Villa is a good fighter. He's got a lot of amateur pedigree. He's undefeated coming into this fight. He's the real deal. He's just getting outclassed tonight. Give yourself a chance. Let your hands go like that. You may land something.
It's part of the reason because that would be plan B or plan C. There was so much talk about the perfectly executed boxing of plan A. And now that's got to go out the window with the hole you're in. Round 8 here. Vacant WBO belt is what they're fighting for. Shakur Stevenson, young U.S. Olympian who is a blossoming superstar, had this belt. Now he's at 130 pounds, where everybody expects him to soon fight for a world title there as well.
I'm just waiting on the shot, Dre. It's coming. It is coming.
He's asserting himself. He's letting his hands go. Yes, Navarrete, that's part of his strategy, is to wait you out and wait for you to make a mistake. But I like the fact that Villa's not playing the game. He's letting his hands go, just like that.
Much better round for Ruben Villa. Last fall had the thriller against Nonito Donaire, and now the bantamweight champion of the world will be with us in just a few weeks. We'll be going up against Jason Maloney, who is one of the stars of the bubble this summer.
So my biggest takeaway right now for Navarrete is that, I said he had an above average IQ. He does. He needs to focus a little bit more on the body. When you get a guy moving like Villa's moving right now, side to side, trying to, keep you off balance, go to the body.
Like to see Navarrete pick things up. I think he's kind of fallen asleep the last couple rounds. That's why Villa's had to, some better success offensively. And Villa, even though he doesn't have a lot of knockouts, he can hurt Navarrete. I know it doesn't seem like that right now, but if he lands the right shot in the right place, he can drop Navarrete and hurt him. And Navarrete should avoid that by just staying mentally focused and picking up the pace.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dre, on that. Especially when it gets late in the fight, guys start getting fatigued. And you land a shot right on that chin. It really doesn't take much pressure.
But looking at it now, maybe also he didn't like Emanuel Navarrete.
Yeah, there's reason to not like him when you see the offensive output.
Good shot right there from Villa.
Well, I think a little different about that. I think Magdaleno, with his experience, I think with his boxing ability, he got punching power in both hands. I think he would have gave Navarrete a run for his money.
And he would tell you, right, the price has to be right for that.
And I respect that.
He has the punching power that can hurt a guy like Navarrete.
Villa trying to get in between those wide sweeping punches. There's another one of those windmill right hand uppercuts that basically starts below the hip and ends at the ceiling.
Oh my goodness.
Stop! Put your head.
Navarrete now in the southpaw position. He fights from any position. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't care.
He doesn't care, exactly.
And he will often punch himself into another stance. He'll throw a punch and switch hitting. He'll be squared up. There are no rules except throw punches against the dangerous Emanuel Navarrete. In fact, he has landed 60 jabs. He's thrown 260. You knew that would be a primary part of both his weaponry and game plan.
Well, Tess, he's landing the right shot, but he needs to find the perfect opportunity to land the backhand, the power hand.
And he only has 5 knockouts among his 18 wins.
He's getting hit with shots that he's not expecting, and he blinks and he's on the canvas. So that has him a little shook, to not open up with his full offensive arsenal.
There's a good example of what Navarrete will eat up. Give him an opening, come off balance, and he's going to throw back. He has landed 85 power punches tonight. He scored 2 knockdowns.
And respect to Villa, because he's way down on the cards. He's getting outclassed, getting outgunned, and he's still in there. He's not winning, but he hasn't totally checked out.
Honestly, I think he's just getting out. Honestly, I think he's getting out muscle. I think the punching power of Navarrete has been the difference in this fight. Villa's boxing beautifully right now. But the minute that Navarrete lands a shot on him that he doesn't see, he goes down. Look, you see that little turn right there? That was nice.
It's a long striding left hand as he switched stances.
But you see him lunge with that shot.
Yes.
I mean, that's just...
He
breaks every rule in boxing, man. I have a hard time with this, man.
Don't get frustrated.
He is one of those guys that, yes, you want to see him fight because he's willing to get hit, and also land his offense, and he has big punching power. But boy, he's just one of those guys. He has an ugly style, just ugly.
Good right hand from Navarrete.
Via the land, and he didn't do anything.
5 title defenses in 9 months after winning a junior featherweight belt. And now here, trying to become a featherweight champion. 6 minutes away from that reality if he can stay the course. He's been in it for a while. He's been boxing better. But if you want those dreams to come through, you want to cash in, you got to take some chances, and they have to come now.
This is newfound territory for Villa. He's never been in an 11 round. He's never been 12 rounds before. So he's handled himself well at this very moment. And also come upstairs with combinations. Take a little bit more chances, but don't trade with Tim. Don't trade with Navarrete.
You know, look for the easy route or the easy road to a title. You know, they'll wait out a champion and let them move up and go for a vacant title. There's different strategies that guys use in the game today because it's hard to lift a belt from an established champion. And I know this belt is vacant here, but you know, Navarrete didn't lose his belt in the junior featherweight division. He willfully moved up. It's hard to break the wheel and to beat a guy that's established and really doesn't believe that you can beat him. It's hard. And that's what V is finding out tonight.
And as we've talked about, there's been more and more belief with every visit we've had with Navarrete that he is that guy.
Yeah.
That unbreakable kind of champion.
It's going to take a real fighter to beat him. And you're going to have to go through some fire to do it.
And he wants that kind of a fight.
That's what's crazy. He told us that. In no uncertain terms, he said, I want to get hurt. I want that kind of fight. So when you're dealing with a guy with that kind of mentality, you better be able to match him or you're going to come up short.
Baranchik Zepeda was in this ring, Tim, 6 days ago. The fight of the year, the knockout of the year, a fight that many are talking about in terms of the last 20 years of boxing. Where do you put it on the list? And he brought that up. He goes, that's the kind of fight I want to be in.
He started smiling.
That's a warrior right
That's
there.
taking it to the brink.
Yeah, that's a warrior mentality.
And by the way, if you haven't seen it, folks, if you want to see the spectacle, the 8 knockdowns in 5 rounds, just go to the ESPN app. Click on boxing, click on top rank, and take 15 minutes of your day. You'll be blown away by Baranchik Zepeda. Left uppercut again. 12th and final round will be coming up when we return. 12th and final round here. Ruben Villa settled in, boxed in the middle rounds, and here he is trying to go the distance against Emanuel Navarrete, who, if he can coast home, will soon be a 2-division world champion. He started red hot, scored the knockdown in the first, scored the knockdown in the fourth.
See, this is what Villa needs to do. He needs to stand his ground. I mean, he needs to go for broke now. I mean, he's behind on the scorecards big. Now it's his chance now. He got to try to knock out Navarrete. You know, the round hasn't ended yet, so anything can happen in boxing. But when he goes back, he's going to see so many opportunities where he could have landed some offense, and he didn't. He took the walk, he went around. You know, he needs to counter punch more often, and he didn't do it enough tonight. And he's taking some shots right now from Navarrete.
Navarrete still trying to land that left uppercut.
He is. He hurt him. He hurt him right there. But nice tie-up right there from Villa.
Trying to chase him down. Targeting that left hand, now back to the orthodox stance. Loves pulling the trigger on that left uppercut, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He takes that dip. It comes from down near the knee, and it's got, I described it as being like a windmill effect as the blade comes all the way up towards the ceiling.
Need to ask him, who taught you how to throw that punch like that? Let me meet that guy.
I wonder sometimes when I watch him how much teaching was really going on in the gym. This is just
I didn't want to say it,
instinct, right? This is just being a fighter.
But which is that's why I respect it, because he's crafted a style based on his ability and inabilities that works for him, and that if all goes well in the next 40 seconds, he'll become a 2-division world champion. You got to respect that.
How do you train for a guy like Navarrete? How do you train for a guy? What kind of sparring partners you
got to acknowledge what he does well. You got to obviously work on your defense and stay tight And I don't think being outside where he can land those kind of uppercuts is where you need to live. That's why I was concerned about we're going to box. Hit that body like we saw Villa do a couple times. And you know, that's the best shot he has. But laying on the outside, it's not going to do it against Navarrete.
Boy, things change once you experience Emanuel Navarrete as we come to the finish line of our World Championship fight. Remember what we said at the beginning.
We go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision. Tim Cheatham and Max DeLuca have the bout 114-112. Patricia Morse Jarman has the bout 115-111 for your winner by unanimous decision and new WBO Featherweight Champion of the World, Emanuel Navarrete.